YouTube is good. It's your boy Kim Money back with another video. Posted my other video the other day, was a success. Was happy with the way the video came out. Was happy with the things I was spending in that video. A lot of game. Y'all go tune in. But one topic I wanted to talk about today was why separating from the herd isn't bad, or even being apart from the herd, as some people would say. And for some people who know what a herd is, it's basically like saying like a crowd, another term for crowd. And a lot of times growing up, we tend to think that we aren't good enough or we don't fit into certain avenues because some people might be in the avenue of being in the gang, being in the streets, in the avenue being in with the cool kids, getting all the girls. And growing up, I'm not saying that I didn't have any type of popularity to me, but people didn't know me. But at the end of the day, I know how to cultivate my personality to make it fit best for me. But that came a little later on down the line, growing up, especially being new to things, especially like when you grow up not getting girls, or you grow up, with people saying certain stuff about you, it tend to hit like a certain nerve in you, and you tend to question everything you do. Should I be doing this or should I be doing that? And then it kind of cultivates in the sense of wanting validation from others. And we tend to all go through this in life, and some of us may still be going through this. Like for me, I'm getting better at everything because I was a late bloomer with a lot of stuff, so my mindset is just now expanding. So at the age of like 18, 19, I just turned 20 not too long ago. So my birthday coming up this year, September. Yes, I'm a Virgo. Yeah, I better give me some. I love Chick-fil-A, so a little waffle fries, a little spicy chicken sandwich won't hurt. A little Oreo milkshake, that'd be good too. But I'm not gonna get off track. What I'm saying is, growing up, we all felt that type of way. So, you might see a certain guy getting all the girls. You may see this certain crowd over here getting all the attention. And instead of us actually looking deep into who we are and actually saying, the avenue may not be for us. So, if we're inspired by something, that how can we make our personality work best in our favor? And, we tend to try to look outside of ourselves for things like that other people will like or approve so we can feel good about ourselves. I feel though that's just all a part of life. Like struggle taught me a lot. So struggle taught me that, you can't really get to the next step without going through all these obstacles to get to a certain goal, no matter what it is. For example, anybody who know me know that I'm big on fitness, but when it comes to fitness, it's 99.9% mental. I know a lot of times you go on YouTube and people tell you, oh, losing weight is not hard, you gotta do this or you gotta do that, but I know a lot of people speak from, experience and things that they have done. So, competition is a big thing, and a lot of times we can kind of get thrown off track by seeing other people's results. But a lot of times the person may be confident from a certain result that they done over and over, but to you it may be new. So when I first started out doing fitness, and this is just an example, when I first started out doing fitness, it was hard for me. So especially being big, I was shorter. So I look much broader. A lot of my clothes wouldn't fit. So when it came to being big, first starting off by doing workouts, it's like you don't know what you're doing, you don't know what to watch, what to eat, you kind of lost. But even for me now, if I eat a lot over the weekend, if I gain a lot of pounds, 5, 10 pounds, I don't have to research workouts anymore. I don't have to look up this or research that. I mean, of course, I still maintain to be a student and, learn as much as I can. But it is some things in life that you can do that become second nature. So even if I do gain 5 or 10 pounds, it may take a while to lose it again, but I don't have to sit up and research as much because I had the experience on how to do certain things. And that goes back to my point of saying that, somebody who's not in my shoes may feel a certain way, like around me or things that I may do. So a lot of times growing up, you may see a certain crowd getting a certain amount of attention, or a certain person getting all the credit for certain things, that you might want to compare yourself instead of, if you're inspired by the thing that person is doing, looking at that, taking tips from them, but cultivating it into your own life. Because I take information from a lot of people too, and I've been there to the point where it's like you take information and you want to just run with that, and you may find yourself in a rabbit hole or kind of like a loophole because a lot of things don't work for people. So that's why it's always good to have your own personality, because there's something somebody else may do or say that I can't get away with, not even in a million years. It may be the way they say it, how charismatic they are, or how people just view them already. So a lot of things that you got to look at from the standpoint of how they already are. This person may have, a certain level of confidence, or this person may have put themselves in position to know how to play certain things. And this was another tip I said kind of in my last video. But sometimes you put yourself in certain positions to see how you kind of want to do things, to see that if it fits you, if it's something you'll probably want to do once in a while, if it's something you want to make a habit. So like when it comes to separating from the herd, it's basically that you remove yourself and not try to fit into the other people's narrative, but you find your own things that make up who you are, and then it's like you can kind of share your ideas or that energy and vibe you bring to other people. It's their choice on how they want to go about it, but you're coming at them from an authentic standpoint. So, for like example, for me, I'm a big troll. I say a lot of dumb stuff. People who see me like on Instagram or even in real life. I may not even know a person. Me and a homie could be in a mall. We see somebody say some totally dumb stuff, and it may catch them off guard. But 9 times out of 10, it's never really a bad reaction. It's never to the point where it's like I'm out here causing fights or a person is getting mad or trying to curse me out, because at the end of the day, I'm coming at them for something that's from the core. So for me, I feel as though 2 things that I'm great at, giving advice, and then on top of that, my sense of humor. I feel as though with my sense of humor, I can take anything, even something small, and make it into like a joke, but make it reasonable at the same time, like hit it from different avenues. And that's what separates me from the herd, is because a lot of people don't understand some things I do or where I come from with certain things. It may be certain things I say or a joke I may cultivate, and it's like a person may be shocked, or how did you do this or how did you do that, or it may be something that may go over their head because it's an insider only for me to understand. But on top of that, that's not for me to sit up here and change my narrative. It's not for me to sit up here and try to change who I am or try to beat around the bush and doing certain things just so other people can feel happy. And I know it all happens in life. Sometimes we get caught up in the same old habits that we're trying to get away from. But at the end of the day, it's all about, moving forward as a person. So what I learned, especially going back to struggle, it's once you go through those mental battles of, questioning yourself, wondering why you're doing certain things, and wondering why you can't be like this person, wondering why you don't have this amount of money, at the end of the day, not saying that you can't have those things, but you have to have substance as to why you want it. So it's like, if I want to be a part of this crowd, or if I want to be a part of this group, it has to be a reason. And 9 times out of 10, growing up, especially seeing people that's considered the cool kids, the guy getting all the girls, or the people that's playing sports getting all the attention, you tend to want to do that just for the validation. Because 9 times out of 10, if a person was to give you a blueprint on, how to exactly do the things the other person do, what you got to do step by step, 9 times out of 10, some people won't even take the risk because it's too much. At the end of the day, you understand that your why is not strong enough to sit up there and do the things that they do. Because for them, the reason they got the attention and the validation is because it's coming from their core. That person actually loves basketball. That person actually loves the things they're doing. Or, however they got their own little group, or however they have, things set up for them. They actually love it. So it's they can tweak it in their own way, or they can come at it from different angles. But it's your why is not strong enough to drive you to sit up here and actually learn things or take things day by day. So, that's why I said that. Hold up. Well, I'm spitting right now. I need a little water break, man. Still new to this thing. That hit. But, what I was saying was, at the end of the day, your why is not strong enough for you to sit up here and actually let your brain work, or for your brain to function to actually sit up here and digest things. So that's why when it comes to things you like to do, or when you're coming at people from an authentic standpoint, it's no problem breaking it down, piece by piece, sitting up here and dissecting it, because you know what avenues to hit it from, because you created it. So for me, like I said, when I troll, if I sit up here and type funny stuff on Instagram, some people don't know what I be talking about sometimes. Well, some things I might post, some people may be like, bruh, I don't like this, take it down. A lot of things I post to say might not be another person's speed, but that's not for me to sit up here and worry about that. I can't sit up here, question myself or sit on my bed as to why they don't like this or why they don't like that. Now, don't get me wrong. In life, it's not wrong. It's nothing wrong with tweaking certain things for a better outcome, but not changing who you are. So, for example, that's just tomorrow if I was to blow up and be a comedian. I wouldn't sit up on stage and say the same jokes, but I could sit up here and use a joke and make it in different ways. So I wouldn't keep saying the same thing when I go to every show, but I could take one joke and one subject and flip it in different ways based off my personality. So that's an example of tweaking a certain thing, you know, and a certain strategy you have rather than changing who I am. Meaning that if I go to one show and they don't like a certain joke I said, then I sit up here and act the same way when I go to every other show. Now I'm walking on eggshells. Now I don't want to say what's really on my mind. When in reality, the people who are laughing, the people who are genuinely having a fun time at my show, those are the people I will be compatible with. So it's like, okay, this comedian is my speed. And some people maybe come to see me for the first time. And it's like, I'm gonna see what he about. I probably saw a few of his videos. I saw him in person. He's whack. He's lame. And you know, we all need that in life. We all need that perception of that balance. We all need the, you know, I like what this person's doing, and then you know, this is kind of whack. But I feel as though the kind of whack kind of keeps you in a humble state. I'm not saying that you need people to doubt you to stay humble, but you know, you always have a way to look in towards yourself. So that way, it can never be things outside of you. Because I feel as though once you look in, you can kind of tweak a lot of things, rather just jotting it down, or rather just sitting up here, you know, let's say with the TV off, how I do sometimes, and you just sit up there and your thoughts and think, and everything start coming together. Because sometimes you get so caught up in busy schedules that you don't actually have time to sit down and think about what you like to do, the type of people you like to hang around, certain hobbies, or you know. So sometimes you get so caught up, and then it's like that can kind of keep you in the same loophole. But once you find out exactly who you are or what you like to do, you know, separating yourself from a herd won't be bad, because you have things that you can always fall back on. And it's like you become less needy because I don't need these people. So even if you do tend to hang around some people that may be more popular than you, make more money than you, have a certain amount of status, at the end of the day, you know that everything you have in your life was achieved because you made it how you made it. That's my video, man. Ken Money Bag signing out. I'll be hitting y'all with another video tomorrow too, you know. I don't know what time yet, but just know it's dropping. Y'all tune in. Love y'all.